Hello. I want to show you how to accurately calculate drywall for the ceiling with an 8-foot wall height using this formula, which is times 3 times 2 divided by 2. It's quite simple. So once again, we're going to accurately, so later in another segment, I'm going to show you how to estimate drywall, okay? But this segment, I want to show you how to accurately calculate drywall for the ceiling with an 8-foot wall height using this formula, which is times 3 times 2 divided by 2. And we're going to simply use the first number of a 3-digit number, which is in square feet. Okay, so I want to show you here. We're going to use a building of 10 feet by 20 feet. Okay, so we're going to multiply width times length to get the square footage, which then will give us 200 square feet, of course. Then we're going to be saying that we're going to use the first number of 200. So 2 of 200 is a major player in this game, and we do have a multiplier. That was the first 3. Remember this one? Times 3. Okay, so we're going to multiply this times the first number of 200, and that is 2 times 3, and that is 6. Okay, so next we're going to use the same front number, all right, the first number in the square footage. This number now is times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Now what we're going to simply do is change this answer 4 to 16ths. I'll convert it to 16ths. So that represents 4 16ths. All the numbers are in 16ths. I'll explain that in a minute. So for even numbers, this is an even number. This would be 200. This would be 202. This would be 204. And for all of the even number square feet, we're going to use 16ths. So the number is going to come back in 16ths. And for odd square feet numbers, we're going to use 30 seconds. So then that's 201, 203, 205, and so on, all the way down the list. Okay, we're going to use 30 seconds. So you're going to see this come to light in a minute using this formula. It's very simple, very, very easy. Okay, just to give you an understanding of it. And here, because we have a 10-foot by 20-foot room, and that's 200 square feet for the ceiling area, and we're going to use the 2 of 200, which is 2 times our multiplier 3. That's going to give us 6. And once again, this is the second multiplier, which is 2. So that's 2 times the first number, 2, will give us 4. And we're simply going to change it, all of them, to 16ths because it's an even number. This is an even number. So 4 16ths. 4 16ths is actually 2/8, and then it becomes 1/4, which also looks like 0.25. So if I were to put this here, this is the total number of sheets we need for this area. Now I'm going to give you a chart, and you can work the rest of the chart out on your own using the same system. So let's suppose we have another even number. This is 200. We're looking for 202, okay? Using this formula here, all right, we have, 3 times 2 equals 6 again, all right, correct? And what is 2 times 2, all right? So 2 times 2 would be 4 16ths, correct? Again, this is 4, and this is 16ths. Now, but we also have another 2. And you remember we have a third multiplier, divider. So this number is also 2. So we're going to take and divide this number by 2, all right? So if you look at it, this 2 times 2, 2, times 2 equals 4. We change it to 16ths. Now this 2 divided by that 2 will give us 1, correct? Now let's add them together. So this is 1/16. So 4/16 plus 1/16 equals 5/16. And 5/16 look like, I'll put them over here. This is 5/16. So this is 0.3125 with 6. That's it. And so I'll erase this one, and I'll make a chart. So this is 200, we have 6.25, which is 4/16, 5/16, and I guarantee you that we have 204, which is 6/16. So let's look at it. So I'll factor 3 times 2 give us 6. Then I'll multiply 2 times 2 give us 4. We're going to change it to 16ths here. And then 2 divided by 4 will give us 2/16. If we add these two together, we have 6/16. 6/16 is 375. That easy. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one. So we'll build ourselves a chart here. So this is 204. So we have 206. Same process. So we're using factor times this first number, we get 6. We're using this multiplier times this same first number, and we get 4, but we change it to 16. We divide this factor by this number, and that gives us 3/16. And we simply add these two together, we have 7/16. So 7/16 would be 4375. And that's simple. So if we wanted to do one more, that would be 208. And let's try one more after that. This will be 210. So 208, 3 times 2, that equals 6. 3 times 2 give us 6. And then 2 times 2 give us 4/16. And then 2 divided by 8 give us 4/16. And 4/16 plus 4/16 give us a ½ inch. But that's actually 0.5. That's simple. And so if we had another number, just one more, we have 210. I'm going to show you how that one worked as well. 3 times our first number, which is 6. 2 times our first number, which is 4/16. And then 2 divided by this number, which is give us 5, let's say 16ths. And when we add those up in 16ths, we have 9/16. And 9/16 happen to look like 5/625. Okay, so here we're done with the even numbers. Now let's see about our odd numbers, our 32nd number. So it's a slightly different formula. So we're going to use for odd numbers, this is 201, this is 203, and this is 205, and so forth and so on, right? So first of all, we have first a multiplier, then we have another multiplier, and we simply going to add the whole numbers. Okay, I'll show you that. Then multiplier times this first number, which is 2, right? So that means 2 times 3 equals 6. Then 3 times 2 equals 6 as well. But this happens to be 30 seconds. Okay, now let's add all the whole numbers up. This will be 2 plus 1 equals 3. That's 3 30 seconds. And we simply add those together, we have 9 30 seconds, right? So it'll be 9 30 seconds. 9 30 seconds is So this first answer is equal to 6.28125. Now the same thing for this odd number, right? Let's say we just a random number, 203. So we use the same process for odd numbers. They're going to end in 30 seconds. Even numbers are going to end in 16ths. Well, here we are with 203. Multiply your 3 times 2 equals 6. And then 3 times 2 again equals 6, 30 seconds, right? And then if we simply add these two up, well, 2 plus 3 give us 5, 30 seconds. We add those two up, then we have 11, 30 seconds. And 11 30 seconds would then be 34, and this is so you sort of kind of get the process here. If you look at 205 is the same process. Multiply your 3 times 2, they give us 6. And then multiply 3 times 2, give us 6 for 30 seconds. And we simply add these two up. So 2 plus 5 give us 7, 30 seconds. We add these up, and we have 13, 30 seconds. 13, 30 seconds. And that will be 4, 0, 6, 2, 5. Yeah, that easy on this side. And this is how you accurately estimate drywall for even numbers and then for odd numbers. So you just have to simply remember the formulas. This formula is 3 times 3 times 2 divided by 2. And odd numbers are times 3 times 3, but adding all of the whole numbers. Let's try a higher number on the odd side. So let's try something like 13, for example, right? So multiply 3 times 2, that would give me 6. All right? Then 3 times 2 again would give me 6, 30 seconds. Right? And then 2 plus 13 is 15, 30 seconds. Right? And this 6 plus 15, right, is 21, 30 seconds. So this number is 21, 30 seconds. Okay. Now, I also want to show you now how to estimate a drywall using the same numbers. You can use any number, but I want to stick to this number. I'll stick with this number. This is 10 feet by 20 feet, and this still equals 200 square feet. Now, let's say we're going to go through and calculating the walls, okay? But we're estimating, right? So we're estimating drywall. So this is a +1, +2, +3 system. 1 multiplier, that's it. So we have a multiplier, 3. That's it. We're going to simply add 1, 2, or 3. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to show them to you. So if we took 200, let's say 200 square feet, and we're using this system. So multiply 3 times 2 equals 6. And then now, is plus 1, then there's 6 plus 2, and 6 plus 3. That's it. 1, 2, or 3. That's it. So let me show you. From 200 to 299, you can only get 3 whole sheets. This sheet equals 224 square feet. This sheet equals 256 square feet. And this sheet equals 288 square feet, which equals 7 sheets, 8 sheets, or 9 sheets. That is, we are estimating drywall. That's all right. Now, I promised to show you how to calculate drywall for the walls, okay? So I'm about to show you that right now. So we have the same building. Now, our walls, we have 4 walls, and we're using an 8-foot wall height. So that means one wall is 8 by 10 feet, and another second wall is 8 by 10 feet, and the third wall is 8 feet by 20 feet, and then we have a second wall, 8 feet by 20 feet. And you know, we can add those up and divide them by 32, but I promise to show you an innovative method to calculating those. On the spot, Johnny on the spot type of way to calculate the walls. So if we divide the width, and we're going to divide the length. So our width is 10 feet. So 10 divided by 2 and 20 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 will give us 5. 20 divided by 2 will give us 10. We simply add those up and we'll get 15 sheets. I promise I'll show you that. It's easy. So we're pretty much taking the width, dividing it by 2, which is 5, and the length, which is 20, dividing it by 2. Let's give us 10, and we add 10 plus 5, give us 15 sheets. That easy. Thank you, and I have more coming soon. Thank you.